All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there is a video. If you'd like to see the video so you can follow along with what I'm showing or talking about, that is on Spotify.com. Look for my FX Buddies. That's F as in Frank, X Buddies. And it's also on Apple. It's on a lot of different podcasts, all under my FX Buddies, but also RSS.com prints out a transcript. And I've noticed YouTube is doing that now also. If you're listening on YouTube and you click the more and you go down, there's a transcript. But it's weird. It's not really, they need better artificial intelligence bots or whatever. But the one on RSS.com is pretty close to my utterings. But anyway, so yeah, RSS.com, also my FX Buddies, and then YouTube. All right, so it's Saturday. And it's usually quiet, but a lot has gone on today in Iraq, a lot of good. So I wanted to do this in case you need something to listen to on Saturday night, because it is Saturday, December 2nd, and I should get this uploaded if I just don't procrastinate. It should be uploaded in a timely manner. All right, so I don't watch college football, but there's some pretty good games. I used to, but I don't anymore. Anyway, so that's people are telling me what's going on. Anyway, okay, see how I get unfocused? All right. So, I think I did all that stuff. Thank you new subscribers. Welcome. Hopefully, we won't be here that long though, right? Things are sounding really good. We're into the last of the year. And yeah, all things are possible, right? The magic of Christmas, right? All right. So, I did all of that. Did I hit subscribe? Look for a subscribe or join or whatever button. That way, when I update, you'll be notified because I don't update regularly. All right. I think I'm done with all that stuff. Oh, no. For the YouTube, Fair Use Disclaimer Act, anything I show, display, discuss is for commentary, teaching, criticism, and falls under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act. Okay, now we're done. And this is not a stock video, although I am going to do one. I'm going to do one tomorrow for sure. All right, let's see. So I called this, but I was going back and forth because there's two really big stories in Iraq's news today. It started actually December 1st and carried over into today. And I was trying to decide which one's more important, and I went with this one. The governor of the Central Bank of Iraq chairs the first meeting of the Iraqi National Payments Council. So I just think this is important. Now, it's not being blasted around like the other article that I'm going to show you, but they tweeted this. And look at all these professional people. Are they mostly men? Yeah, they're mostly men, except there's one woman over here. See her back there? I wonder what she's doing. How come she didn't get a seat at the table? Hey, lady, you can be in the room, but you can't be at the table. I'm just kidding. But that's what it looks like, right? Anyway, so yeah, and it also, they've had this council before. It's just been newly restructured. You see that? the first meeting of the Iraqi National Payments Council after its restructuring. And so it doesn't look like he's going to be let go anytime soon. Like, remember, a couple of months back, people were asking for him to be removed. And they're just trucking right along, right? Not even paying attention. So during the meeting, which was attended by officials from the central bank, relevant ministries, government and private banking sectors, payment service providers, and other actors. Who could the other actors be? Probably the IMF and U.S. Treasury. Just my feeling, but I bet you that's who it is. So the objectives of the council and the main tasks that it intends to implement, so they've already been approved, now they're moving to implement, and then it will be activate, right? They were reviewed to achieve national strategies to develop the infrastructure of the financial and banking sector, advance the components of the electronic payment environment, and strengthen the pillars of inclusion, financial inclusion in Iraq. So, I don't know, I just get the feeling this is big. And it's on the official CBI site. There weren't really too many articles about it, and I don't think they talked about it on the news, but maybe they will tomorrow. Well, it's already tomorrow over there. But yeah, but I think this is important. That's a lot of people represented by this. And we know how serious, right, they are now about moving forward. So there's another picture. Oh, there's a woman. Okay, there is a woman at the table. All right. I take that back around. I apologize. Okay, so here, this came out November 30th. I'm not going in any specific order. Surprise, surprise, right? I just, these were things that they came out since the 30th through today. So this was a small, you see how small this article is? 3 sentences. But look at the title. Iraqi Cabinet pushes for state contracts in dinars. So, as part of financial and economic reforms, the Iraqi Cabinet has endorsed recommendations to conduct all state contracts within Iraq in Iraqi dinars. And then it goes on to explain blah, blah, blah. And this was actually specified back in April 27th of 2023. And yeah, okay, so they talked about that. Fast forward to yesterday was the first day this hit the news. The law rejects the use of cash dollars in internal settlements. So today, Friday, advisor to the Prime Minister for Financial Affairs, that name I don't know how to say, and Mohammed Saleh explained the gains of adopting the electronic payment system in transactions inside Iraq. The cash payments system is linked to a high degree of certainty whenever payments are made by electronic or digital means, which provides an indicator of liquidity for the banking system and reduces the degree of uncertainty in banking liquidity. You're right. We're electronic and we're having issues with our liquidity, right? But anyway. So, you could, if you go there, you could read the whole article, but I wanted to get to this last part. Reduce the risk of local cash, because payment systems, digital payment systems, does not allow transactions in the local economy in anything other than the dollar. That is, anything other than the dinar. That is the national currency. And certainly the economy's tendency in its transaction payments is to the digital dinar. Ooh, sounds scary. Instead of the cash, it says dollar, but I think, but either way, it makes sense. They want people using the digital dinar, i.e. cards, right? Anything electronic, anything other than cash dollars or cash dinars, right? So I'm not really bothered, for lack of a better word, that it says dollar there, whose transactions in internal settlements are legally rejected completely by virtue of the principle of monetary sovereignty of the Iraqi dinar. So there's still, it's a little rough translation, but I've been looking at these so long, I know when there's things backwards and when there's a word that possibly could have been something else. But anyway, yeah, so they put that out. So they started with that Friday. And then, oh, here, this came out, I think, Thursday? Shoot, I should have put the date. But, queues at the electronic card windows in Rafadon Bank branches. And I put, so I guess they're taking things seriously at the last minute. So it says here, Rafadon Bank said today, Wednesday, so this was on Wednesday, that there's a wide demand in the bank's branches in Baghdad and the governance. So not just Baghdad, other cities, well, governance, right? To open accounts and issue electronic cards. So then these words say the same, but here you can see there's quite a few people there, right? They had a sign here. It's in a few places, this sign here, and it says it's telling them about the Iraqi Deposit Insurance Company. And they're dedicated to protecting depositors and preserving their rights, encouraging savings, and contributing to strengthening confidence in the banking sector. It says creating money hoarded in homes at banks. So what I think they mean is they want them to bring their money that they have at home into the banks. And bank deposits are subject to a deposit guarantee by the company. So they're trying to make them feel secure and safe and all that stuff, which usually, what's that movie? Oh, there's a movie with Cameron Diaz and Tom Cruise. And they say, if they tell you safe and secure, run, because it means they're about to kill you. I don't know if you saw that. I think it's called Night and Day. It's a good movie. But anyway, yeah. So, all right. And then this came out. So this came out late Friday, but you see it says today, Saturday, Rafadon Bank announced the activation of electronic collection in a number of state departments. So I posted this and I said, they're not wasting any time, are they? A statement from the bank. Rafadon Bank announces the outcome of the departments that have begun activating electronic collection, switching from cash financial transactions to electronic, and collecting funds through modern electronic systems. Then there's more. The activation of collection is continuing and its pace is increasing and is on the rise, stressing that new departments will be included soon. And then this came out today. Labor, so the labor ministry, maybe labor department, I'm not sure, calls on people with disabilities to visit banks to complete the issuance of the MasterCard. So then it says the authority for the care of people with disabilities and special needs. Yeah, it is the Ministry of Labor said, hey, you guys better go get your card. Go down to the bank, open your new account, and get your card so you can get your money. Because I'm betting January when they, I bet you December is going to be the last. Even though they're still behind, I don't think they've distributed or dispersed, whatever, December salaries. I bet you those are the last ones that they're going to say, okay, that's the last month that you could get that money, however they're getting it now. You have to get the new card, the new account. Going forward in January, you have to get the new card and the new account. And then those who haven't rushed in, like those people, they'll really be rushing in. And hopefully they'll have new currency and a new rate, and they'll be more than happy to rush in, right? But that remains to be seen. Okay. This is the other article, I think. Because digital systems not allow. Yeah. So that was the other one. Remember, I started off saying there's two really big stories, and it is this one, the one about switching from or moving over to the digital dollar and the electronic payment system. Even though it says dollar, it means dinar. Because remember, the citizens aren't going to be allowed to use dollars anymore, supposedly, starting January 1st. I doubt they're going to make that date, but that is what they're saying. So, here's one paragraph. The payment system provides sufficient information about the flow of cash into the banking system, makes clear the amounts of paid and accumulated amounts, and indicates their actual balances at all times during the banking working day. Conversely, in light of monetary systems that rely on direct cash payment, banking liquidity management policies surround. It also uses additional hedges of idle liquidity in order to guard against liquidity risks. So I believe what they're saying here is they'll be able to better track money, where it's going, when it's sitting, and then if they need to cover one amount of somewhere, they're going to use the idle money to cover, which to me sounds not good, right? That kind of sounds like what we do over here, which gets, I guess it's okay, I was going to say, certain people call our banking system the largest Ponzi scheme ever, which, it's the truth, right? And that's what they do, leverage, right? But anyway, I don't have time to explain that, but hopefully a lot of you know that. If you don't, you can look up fractional reserve banking, how it works, and it explains it. But anyway, so to me, that's what it seems. They're kind of going into that, and I think for a while it works and it's manageable, but here in America, we can print as much money as we want. I I don't think Iraq could do that, right? And supposedly, notice I said supposedly, their currency is going to be backed by gold, right? That's what people believe. But so they can't do the fractional banking, and they shouldn't get in trouble. All right. All right. So yeah. So that's why I didn't go with advisor talks about the digital blah blah blah. I went with the other title instead. Okay, so let's see. Well, how long have we been here? Okay. I think, yeah, okay, so this is next after the dollar exchange rate. I don't know how to say this. This name is spelled like Sadar, but there's a B, B as in boy, instead of an S. So I'm going to say Badar, right? Sadar, Badar. But I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's how I say it. So that person is a parliament member, and it says Parliament announces her optimistic expectations for the coming year. So Kareem, I think that's a male name. So I don't know why it says her, but maybe. But I'm fairly certain this is a man. So he explained, I think it's the last paragraph, he expected the dollar exchange rate will continue to decline, adding, we believe that with the beginning of the first months of the new year, see, I know you guys don't like to hear that, but the first months of the new year, the dollar exchange rate in the parallel market will be very close to the official price. So he doesn't believe there's not going to be any dollars either, right? He doesn't believe that they're going to stop using the dollars like I don't. Or why would they still be worried about the dollar price in the first months of the new year? But anyway, so he believes it'll be very close to the official price especially as the government and the central bank continue to take decisions to provide dollar and diversify the basket of foreign currencies in the country's foreign commercial transactions. But I thought this one said during the past few days. Yeah. So he agrees. The central bank has taken important steps over the past few days in order to control the dollar exchange rate. And that is why we see a gradual decline in the dollar exchange rate in the parallel market. So, but it could be, maybe that's all that person can say right now. Maybe they can't say, oh, well, we're going to change our rate and have new money, and that's why the dollar rate's going to go down. You know what I mean? So, but I just thought that was an interesting perspective, so I threw that in there. And this is the other big story, and there's some stuff I have at the bottom. Let me see. Oh no, okay, we'll have time. All right. So the other big story of the day in Iraq is the central bank announces an agreement with Turkey as part of the procedures for resolving the dollar crisis. Now, we know they met with Turkey earlier in the week. I don't understand why this is coming out today and why it's getting such big press today. But whatever. The Central Bank of Iraq announced on Saturday an agreement to make arrangements between Iraqi and Turkish banks as part of attempts to resolve the dollar crisis. Okay, blah, blah, blah. They went over there, they came back. Let's see. Under the arrangements with combined transfers in accordance with a commercial regulation that guarantees. Do we trust a guarantee in Iraq? I don't know, but okay, eventually guarantees. How about that? The integrated cycle of the commercial process. Depositing in dinars inside Iraq, paying in euros or lira in Turkey for shipping goods from Turkey to Iraq. So, there you have it. There's one. But look, they even made, so that was one. What's the other agreement? The other one's long. Look at that. Let's see. Organizing the trade exchange for small merchants under combined transfers, paying in euro shipping. This is Philippines. Transfer of thousands. Oh. So I guess they also want the smaller people to do it too. But it looks like it's pretty much the same thing. By multiple channels, outlets, and currencies with the aim of maintaining the stability of the financial system and protecting it from risks. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. But look, they even made these images. And so both of these images say the same thing on top. Iraqi Turkish banking agreement. So this is on their TV and in their news, right? And then for those who can't see, it's the Iraqi flag is on one side and the Turkish. Doesn't that look like China's flag? Is that China's flag? Hold on. Sorry. I should have paid more attention to that. Let me see. Turkey's flag. Bear with me. I know I'm doing this. I shouldn't be doing this, but come on. Oh, wow. That is Turkey's flag. What does China's flag look like? Oh, no. They're just both really red. And there is a star on both of them. Okay, my bad. All right. So this one, the first one at the bottom, it says trade exchange between the two countries through intermediary banks, making transfers and paying them in euros and Turkish lira. So that's this right here. Then the second one is actually an image of the euro. The 100 euros are back there and the 50 euro. So the writing below there says, combine transfers in euros and Turkish lira to organize trade exchange for small merchants. So I'm gathering maybe these will be posted in exchange offices or whatever. But so that's done, and I'm hoping that will lead to the oil being resolved and turned back on. But also, I'm thinking, it just hit me, for those of you who are paying attention to what's going on with OPEC Plus and everything, and how they're cutting, right? Saudi Arabia is cutting production, Russia, then they want other countries to cut production as well. With this oil pipeline between Turkey and Kurdistan being shut off for what, 3 months now? That's another way, that's kind of like a backhand way of cutting production. So I'm wondering if that is something they were doing without saying that's what they were doing, right? You just never know. There's so much going on. All right, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to point out there are lots of holidays in Iraq. They're going to stop working for 3 days. And then it says, and it is likely to increase to 4 days. So Sunday, tomorrow, December 3rd, is a holiday. It's called Victory Day. And that's a newer one because it's victory over ISIS, right? And then Sunday and Monday, the 17th and 18th, those, oh yeah, that's the elections. So they're having a holiday for elections. And then it is likely that all Iraqi governance will be included in the Christmas holiday, corresponding to December 25th, 2023. So the only reason I'm pointing that out is it limits even more days for them to do things we want done in December, right? All right, so look at that. Under 30 minutes, I am done. So hopefully this will help you get through the weekend, baby. And I'm looking for even more. Another good day tomorrow. Oh, there was another. Oh, shoot. I meant to put it here. Well, Iran bombed. I don't want to show that. Let's see. Iran bombed. Here we go. I think I could bring that up without showing anything. All right. The here it is. Islamic resistance in Iraq announced today targeting. But look, they put an ad. They made this ad with the date in our date, and the date in air. I don't know what is it, the Arabic calendar, Islamic calendar, but they're in the year 1445. Yeah, so they put that in the paper. So there was no doubt. They want everybody to know who did this. In the name of God, the most gracious, most merciful, permission is given to those who fight because they have been wronged, and indeed, God has power to grant them victory. In response to the crimes committed by the enemy against our people in Gaza, the Muhajid, I can't say that word, but they say it in the news, but when looking at it, the way that it's spelled, I can't pronounce it, of the Islamic resistance in Iraq targeted the American occupation base at the Erbil Air Force by drone. It hit its target directly. And victory is only from God. Indeed, God is mighty and all wise. And I'm sure that's probably like a chant that they say. But, I mean, God is mighty, right? They're just talking about a different God than I am. But anyway, so yeah, so they did that early in the morning because the article, yeah, it's December 3rd. But you see, I already got it. But anyway, so they are still trying to, well, I mean, clearly they're angry, right? And that's why they're doing that. But it seems they're trying to provoke things to interfere with the release, you know? So that's still going on, but we still have not, we've only retaliated once. There's up to 74 attacks now, and we've only retaliated once. So, yeah. All right. So thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful. As always, that's why I do this, because you cannot not say, and that's a double negative, and you're not supposed to speak like that. I can hear my mother. Let's see. We're definitely at a time we've never been at before. And you can't doubt that, right? Okay, so accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Pay all your bills. Don't miss any meals. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.